Throughout the ages, ancient civilizations have whispered tales of objects possessing more than mere physical presence. These stories, passed down through generations, speak of items that serve as vessels for spiritual energies, bridging the gap between the material and ethereal realms. Edgar Cayce, the renowned mystic and spiritual philosopher, unveiled disturbing insights about this phenomenon that continue to challenge our understanding of reality. In the depths of human history, from the ceremonial artifacts of Egyptian tombs to the sacred relics of medieval churches, cultures worldwide have recognized the profound connection between spiritual essence and physical matter. The ancient Greeks believed that objects could harbor the essence of their previous owners, while Native American traditions taught that certain items became imbued with the spirit of their makers or users. Edgar Cayce's revelations brought forth a darker dimension to this age-old understanding. Through his remarkable psychic readings, he exposed how ordinary objects could become spiritual prisons, trapping souls in a liminal state between worlds. His insights suggested that the very items we surround ourselves with might serve as anchors, holding spiritual energies in place against their will. This phenomenon extends beyond mere haunted artifacts or cursed objects. According to Cayce's teachings, the process of spiritual imprisonment occurs through complex metaphysical mechanisms, where intense emotional attachments, traumatic events, or deliberate spiritual practices create bonds between consciousness and matter. These bonds, once formed, can persist for centuries, affecting not only the trapped spirits, but also those who come into contact with these objects. The implications of these revelations reach into the very fabric of our daily lives. Every antique mirror hanging in a hallway, every inherited piece of jewelry, and every treasured possession passed down through generations might harbor more than sentimental value. They could be vessels of consciousness, silent witnesses to histories unknown, or perhaps even prisons for wandering souls. As we delve deeper into this mysterious realm of spiritual captivity, one must consider the profound responsibility we bear as custodians of these objects. What ancient energies might reside in the items that surround us? What untold stories lie dormant in our most cherished possessions? The answers to these questions may reshape our understanding of the material world and our place within it. Through the ages, mirrors have held a peculiar position in human consciousness, standing as silent sentinels between the physical and spiritual realms. Edgar Cayce's readings revealed a profound understanding of these reflective surfaces, describing them as more than mere tools of vanity. They are portals capable of capturing and containing spiritual energies in ways science is only beginning to comprehend. Ancient civilizations understood this mysterious nature of mirrors. In Egyptian mythology, mirrors were considered doorways through which the soul could pass, while Chinese folklore warned of mirrors possessing the ability to trap wandering spirits. These beliefs, far from mere superstition, align remarkably with Cayce's insights about the nature of reflected consciousness and spiritual energy. Modern quantum physics has inadvertently lent credence to these ancient beliefs. The phenomenon of quantum entanglement suggests that particles can maintain mysterious connections across space and time. When applied to the molecular structure of mirrors, this raises intriguing questions about their potential to create what metaphysicians call energetic doorways, points where the fabric between dimensions grows thin. Cayce's readings specifically address the unique properties of antique mirrors, noting their capacity to accumulate spiritual impressions over time. He explained how the silver backing of older mirrors, combined with years of human interaction, creates a kind of energetic repository. This repository, according to his insights, can sometimes act as an anchor point for disembodied spirits, particularly those who have not fully transitioned to the other side. The relationship between mirrors and spiritual energy becomes even more fascinating when considering the electromagnetic properties of human consciousness. Scientists have detected measurable energy fields around living beings, and these fields, according to Cayce's readings, can interact with the reflective properties of mirrors in ways that transcend current scientific understanding. One must wonder about the implications of these revelations in our modern world, where mirrors surround us in countless forms. What ancient wisdom lies in the traditional practice of covering mirrors after a death? What unseen exchanges might occur each time we gaze into these mysterious portals? As we delve deeper into these questions, we begin to understand that the truth about mirrors may be far more profound than their simple reflective properties suggest. Throughout history, countless individuals have reported inexplicable encounters with ordinary objects that seem to harbor something far more extraordinary. Edgar Cayce's readings revealed a profound truth about personal belongings, particularly those cherished by their previous owners. These items, he discovered, could become vessels for spiritual energy, creating bridges between the physical and ethereal realms. In the quiet corners of antique shops and forgotten attics, these objects wait, holding stories and energies that transcend time. A particularly compelling case emerged from a Victorian-era estate in Massachusetts, where a music box that belonged to a young pianist continued to play mysteriously, even after its mechanism had long since deteriorated. Witnesses reported hearing phantom melodies echoing through the halls, carrying the same compositions its owner once performed. The phenomenon extends beyond musical instruments to more personal items. Wedding rings in particular have demonstrated a remarkable capacity for retaining spiritual impressions. A documented case from the 1930s tells of a widow who experienced vivid visions of her late husband whenever she held his ring, receiving messages that contained information she could not have possibly known. These experiences, while touching, also carried a darker undertone, the spirit's reluctance to part with its earthly possessions. Perhaps most intriguing are the instances of childhood toys becoming vessels for lingering souls. In numerous cases documented by paranormal researchers, dolls and stuffed animals belonging to deceased children have exhibited unusual patterns of activity. These objects often become focal points for unexplained phenomena, from mysterious movements to emotional impressions felt by those who encounter them. The collective evidence suggests that strong emotional attachments create energetic imprints that persist long after physical death. These imprints can become so powerful that they transform ordinary objects into anchors, tethering spirits to the material plane. This understanding raises profound questions about the nature of consciousness and its ability to persist through material vessels. As we contemplate these revelations, one must consider the deeper implications of surrounding ourselves with items from the deceased. What energies might we unknowingly invite into our lives? What ancient wisdom lies dormant in family heirlooms passed down through generations? The answers may lie not in the objects themselves, but in our willingness to recognize and respect the profound connection between the material and spiritual realms. Through the delicate threads of time, ancestral connections weave an intricate tapestry of energy that binds generations together, often manifesting through cherished heirlooms and personal possessions. Edgar Cayce's revelations shed light on how these objects become more than mere physical items. They transform into vessels of spiritual essence, carrying fragments of their previous owner's consciousness across the boundaries of mortality. Historical records reveal countless instances where individuals have experienced unprecedented emotional surges upon contact with family heirlooms. In one particularly striking case documented in Cayce's readings, a woman inherited her grandmother's wedding ring, only to find herself overwhelmed by vivid visions of moments she had never witnessed. Detailed scenes from her grandparents' life together, complete with emotional resonance that left her trembling. The phenomenon extends beyond simple memory triggers. These objects appear to serve as bridges between the physical and spiritual realms, creating what Cayce described as energetic anchors. A pocket watch passed down through generations might carry not just the scratches and wear of time, but also layers of emotional imprints, each owner adding their own spiritual signature to its ethereal composition. More disturbing are the accounts of individuals who have reported feeling inexplicably drawn to certain inherited items, sometimes to the point of obsession. These attachments often manifest as an inability to part with objects, even when they bring discomfort or unease. The spiritual tethering becomes so profound that the living find themselves unwittingly bound to the energetic residue of those who have passed. This complex dynamic raises profound questions about the nature of possession, both material and spiritual. When one brings an ancestral object into their home, they may be inviting more than just a physical reminder of their heritage. According to Cayce's insights, These items can serve as doorways, allowing the essence of deceased family members to maintain a presence in the physical world. The implications of this understanding are far-reaching. Each antique mirror, aged photograph, or treasured jewelry piece potentially carries an energetic signature that could influence the present-day keeper's life path, emotional state, and spiritual journey. This revelation invites careful consideration of which inherited items truly deserve a place in one's sacred space. As these ancient wisdom teachings continue to surface in modern consciousness, one must contemplate what unseen energies reside within the inherited objects that surround us. How might these spiritual imprints be shaping our daily experiences, our thoughts, and our connections to the past? Through his remarkable psychic readings, Edgar Cayce revealed a profound truth about the spaces we inhabit and the objects we surround ourselves with. He spoke of what modern spiritualists now refer to as spiritual clutter, a phenomenon that extends far beyond mere physical disorder. According to Cayce's insights, every item in our possession carries an energetic signature, creating an invisible web of frequencies that directly impacts our spiritual well-being. The accumulation of objects with trapped spiritual energy, Cayce warned, creates what he described as energetic congestion points within living spaces. These points act as spiritual anchors, drawing and holding various forms of energy that can gradually influence the inhabitant's mental state, emotional balance, and even physical health. The spiritual teacher observed that homes filled with numerous antiques, inherited items, or objects from unknown sources often became repositories of conflicting energetic patterns. Cayce's readings specifically addressed the dangers of unconscious collecting, noting that many individuals unknowingly create spiritual bottlenecks in their living spaces. These energetic blockages manifest through subtle signs, unexplained fatigue in certain rooms, recurring negative thoughts in specific areas, or persistent feelings of heaviness that seem to emanate from particular corners of the home. The spiritual advisor emphasized that such environments could impede personal growth and spiritual development. Perhaps most disturbing was Cayce's revelation about the cumulative effect of spiritual clutter. He explained that objects with trapped energy tend to attract similar frequencies, creating what he termed energetic clusters. These clusters can gradually transform a home's atmosphere, making it increasingly difficult for its occupants to maintain spiritual clarity and emotional balance. The process occurs so gradually that most people fail to recognize the correlation between their living space's energetic quality and their personal well-being. In examining the spaces where people spend their time, Cayce's wisdom suggests a careful evaluation of each object's energetic contribution. The spiritual teacher advocated for regular cleansing practices and mindful consideration of which items truly deserve a place in one's personal space. This understanding opens a gateway to deeper awareness of the subtle yet powerful ways in which material possessions influence spiritual existence. The profound implications of these revelations invite contemplation of one's own living space. What energies might be lingering in the corners of rooms, trapped within inherited trinkets, or bound to objects of uncertain origin? The answer to these questions could hold the key to unlocking a more harmonious and spiritually aligned living environment. Throughout the ages, documented cases have emerged of individuals whose lives became inexplicably intertwined with objects harboring trapped spiritual energies. These accounts, carefully preserved in both historical records and Edgar Cayce's readings, reveal a pattern that defies conventional explanation. In 1967, a peculiar case unfolded in New England, where an antique mirror purchased at an estate sale became the focal point of unprecedented paranormal activity. The family who acquired it reported seeing shadows moving within its reflective surface, even when no one stood before it. More disturbingly, they began experiencing vivid dreams of the mirror's previous owner, who had passed away in isolation, suggesting a profound connection between the object and its former possessor's unfulfilled desires. Another remarkable instance occurred in 1982, when a vintage pocket watch passed down through generations began exhibiting unusual properties. The timepiece would inexplicably stop at precisely 3:42 every afternoon, the exact moment its original owner had experienced a tragic accident decades prior. Those who wore the watch reported sensing an overwhelming sadness and occasionally hearing faint ticking sounds even when the watch remained unwound. These cases align perfectly with Cayce's revelations about objects serving as vessels for spiritual energy. He explained that intense emotional experiences or strong attachments could create an energetic imprint, essentially binding a soul's essence to the physical realm through these material anchors. This phenomenon becomes particularly evident in items that held great significance during someone's lifetime or were present during moments of extreme emotional intensity. Modern investigations have documented numerous instances where individuals have encountered unexplained phenomena associated with inherited jewelry, furniture, and personal effects. In each case, the objects seem to retain an inexplicable connection to their previous owners, manifesting through temperature fluctuations, electromagnetic disturbances, and even visible apparitions. As one contemplates these accounts, it becomes essential to consider the items that surround us in our daily lives. What stories might they hold? What energies might they harbor? Perhaps that family heirloom displaying peculiar characteristics, or that antique piece emanating an inexplicable atmosphere carries more than just material value. The understanding of these spiritual bonds challenges us to examine our own possessions with renewed awareness, recognizing that the objects we choose to keep close may influence our lives in ways far beyond their physical presence. Throughout the ages, ancient civilizations developed intricate methods to protect themselves from the metaphysical dangers lurking within seemingly innocent objects. These time-tested practices reveal a profound understanding of how spiritual energies can affect the physical realm, and their wisdom continues to resonate in modern times. The ancient Egyptians, masters of spiritual protection, would carefully cleanse every object brought into their sacred spaces using elaborate rituals involving natron salt and sacred oils. Their priests understood that objects could harbor not just memories but fragments of consciousness that could influence the living. This knowledge, passed down through generations, speaks to the gravity of maintaining energetic hygiene in one's surroundings. In the Far East, Buddhist monks developed sophisticated techniques for identifying and neutralizing spiritually charged items. They observed that objects holding trapped souls often exhibited peculiar characteristics, unexplained temperature fluctuations, unusual patterns of wear, and most notably, the inexplicable sense of unease they inspired in sensitive individuals. Their solution involved extensive purification ceremonies, sometimes lasting several days, to release any bound spirits. The potential consequences of maintaining possession of spiritually contaminated objects extend far beyond mere discomfort. Edgar Cayce's readings documented cases where individuals experienced persistent nightmares, unexpected illness, and even profound personality changes after acquiring certain antiques or heirlooms. These manifestations, he explained, were often the result of the object's original owner attempting to maintain their connection to the physical world through their cherished possessions. To protect oneself, traditional wisdom suggests several practical approaches. Regular cleansing with sage or palo santo, while maintaining clear intent, can help dissolve negative attachments. The placement of protective crystals like black tourmaline or obsidian near potentially problematic items can create an energetic barrier. Most importantly, one must develop awareness of their emotional responses to objects in their environment. The ancient Celtic Druids taught that moonlight could purify tainted objects, but only when combined with specific intentions and prayers. This practice highlights an essential truth. The power to protect oneself lies not just in the methods employed, but in the consciousness behind them. Modern practitioners have found that combining these ancestral techniques with mindful awareness creates the most effective shield against unwanted spiritual influences. As one contemplates these age-old practices, it becomes evident that the relationship between objects and spiritual energy requires careful consideration. What unseen influences might be present in our own homes, shaped by the histories of our possessions? The wisdom of the ancients invites us to look deeper, to question, and to take active steps in maintaining our energetic well-being. Through the ages, mystics and spiritual scholars have documented distinct signs that reveal when an object harbors trapped spiritual energy. These telltale indicators, as Edgar Cayce detailed in his readings, manifest in ways both subtle and profound, creating an unmistakable presence that sensitive individuals can detect. The first revelation of a spiritually charged object often comes through unexpected temperature fluctuations. Those who encounter such items frequently report inexplicable cold spots surrounding the object, even in otherwise warm rooms. This phenomenon, documented extensively in Cayce's records, represents the spirit's draw upon environmental energy to maintain its connection to our physical realm. More revealing still are the peculiar sensations that arise when one approaches these vessels of spiritual energy. The body's natural electromagnetic field interacts with the trapped energy, creating what witnesses describe as a subtle tingling sensation, particularly in the hands and forearms. Some individuals report feeling a gentle pressure as though walking through an invisible barrier when nearing these objects. The most compelling evidence emerges through the object's influence on electronic devices. Cameras may malfunction inexplicably, batteries drain with unusual speed, and lighting fixtures might flicker or dim without apparent cause. These electromagnetic disturbances, Cayce explained, result from the spirit's attempt to manifest its presence through available energy sources. Dreams often serve as another channel of recognition. Those who possess spiritually charged items frequently report recurring dreams featuring the object, or experiencing unusual nightmares that cease when the item is removed from their sleeping environment. This dream connection reflects the spirit's attempt to communicate through the subconscious mind, a phenomenon Cayce frequently observed in his readings. Physical reactions can manifest as well, ranging from unexpected headaches to inexplicable feelings of anxiety or sadness when in proximity to the object. Some individuals report sudden mood shifts that normalize upon leaving the item's presence, suggesting a direct energetic influence on human consciousness. As one contemplates these signs, it becomes crucial to examine one's own possessions with renewed awareness. What seemingly ordinary items might harbor extraordinary energetic imprints? The ancient wisdom keepers understood that consciousness pervades all matter, leaving its indelible mark on the physical world. In this light, every object becomes a potential vessel of spiritual significance, waiting to reveal its hidden truth to those who possess the awareness to perceive it. Through the ancient wisdom passed down across generations and documented in Edgar Cayce's readings, there emerges a profound understanding of how trapped souls might find their liberation from material objects. The process of releasing these spiritual energies requires a delicate balance of reverence, intention, and sacred practice. Historical records show that many cultures developed specific rituals for cleansing and liberating spiritual energies. These practices often began with the burning of sacred herbs, such as white sage or palo santo, while maintaining a focused intention of release and freedom. The smoke, as observed in numerous spiritual traditions, serves as a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms, creating a pathway for trapped energies to transcend their material bonds. Cayce's readings revealed that the power of prayer and meditation plays a crucial role in this liberation process. He spoke of the necessity to establish a deep spiritual connection while performing these rituals, emphasizing that the practitioner's spiritual vibration must be elevated to facilitate the release. This elevation of consciousness creates an energetic environment conducive to spiritual transformation and freedom. The process of liberation often requires a period of sustained spiritual work. Ancient texts describe how practitioners would need to maintain their focus over several days, sometimes even weeks, allowing the trapped energy to gradually dissolve its attachment to the physical object. This dissolution occurs through a careful combination of energetic cleansing, prayer, and the continuous projection of loving thoughts toward the imprisoned spirit. For those seeking to undertake this sacred work, the preparation of the physical space holds paramount importance. The area must be purified and protected, often through the creation of a sacred circle or the invocation of spiritual guardians. This preparation ensures that once released, the spirit can find its way to the light, rather than seeking another object for attachment. The use of natural elements, earth, air, fire, and water, has been documented as particularly effective in this process. Each element serves a specific purpose: water cleanses, fire transforms, air carries away, and earth grounds and stabilizes the newly freed energy. These elements, when properly employed, create a harmonious environment that supports the spirit's transition. As one contemplates these ancient practices, it becomes evident that the liberation of trapped souls requires not only technical knowledge, but also a deep understanding of the spiritual principles governing existence. This understanding opens doorways to higher consciousness and reveals the profound interconnection between all beings, whether physical or spiritual. What mysteries might be unlocked within your own sacred space? What spirits await their freedom through your mindful intervention? The path to spiritual liberation remains eternal, inviting each seeker to participate in this sacred dance of freedom and transformation. As the veil between the material and spiritual realms continues to thin, Edgar Cayce's revelations about trapped souls in objects stand as a testament to the profound interconnectedness of existence. Throughout the ages, humanity has walked a delicate line between the tangible world of physical possessions and the intangible realm of spiritual energy. This ancient dance continues to this day, weaving through the fabric of human experience with both beauty and warning. The documented cases of spiritual attachment to objects reveal a deeper truth about the nature of consciousness itself. As history has shown through countless accounts preserved in spiritual archives and historical records, the energy of souls can transcend the boundaries of physical form, leaving imprints upon the items that once held significance in their earthly journey. These attachments serve as bridges between dimensions, speaking to the eternal nature of spiritual existence. Modern society stands at a crucial crossroads, surrounded by possessions that may harbor more than mere monetary or sentimental value. The wisdom passed down through Cayce's readings suggests that each object in one's possession carries its own unique energetic signature, a testament to the souls who have interacted with it through time. This understanding calls for a deeper level of awareness in how humanity approaches its relationship with material possessions. The path forward requires a delicate balance between honoring these spiritual connections and maintaining healthy boundaries with the material world. As keepers of earthly objects, humans bear a responsibility to acknowledge the potential presence of spiritual energy while fostering an environment that allows for the natural flow of souls between realms. This awareness opens doorways to profound spiritual growth and understanding. In contemplating these truths, one must consider the possibility that the everyday items surrounding them may hold stories yet untold, energies yet unexplored. The ancient wisdom keepers spoke of objects as vessels not just of function, but of spirit, a perspective that invites modern observers to look beyond the surface of their possessions and into the depths of their spiritual significance. As this exploration of trapped souls in objects concludes, the journey of understanding has only begun. The mysteries of spiritual attachment to physical items continue to unfold, inviting each person to approach their material world with renewed awareness and spiritual sensitivity. In the quiet moments of reflection, one might pause to consider what untold stories do the objects around them hold, and what spiritual energies might be seeking acknowledgement or release.